Hi and welcome. My name is Diana, and today I'm going to be trying out the tape technique. This technique is where artists and creators are blocking out a section of their eyes with tape and painting it or putting eyeshadow on it or whatever, but essentially it makes like a block of color around their eyes. But I'm going to put my own little spin on it today, and I hope you'll join me. So as I was saying earlier, this technique starts off with just using tape to square off the section that you'll be working with. I've already started with a foundation. I don't necessarily recommend that, but I just wanted to do it that way today. So you start with a long enough piece of tape that will essentially go from hairline to hairline. This can be tricky. So I've already glued my eyebrows, but this will be covering them and may end up peeling off some of that eyebrow glue, but I don't mind. I can touch those up afterwards. But you essentially want to go somewhat even temple to temple, and also keep in mind that you want this as straight as possible on your eyes, or the best that you can do. It's just makeup. It's never perfect. You could also choose to only do one line and then kind of have this one like blended out into your skin, which I have done in the past. It's hard for me to talk while I'm focusing. It's a bit wrinkly around my nose area here, but I'm sure I can clean that up when we're done. So I'm going to look like this crazy person the entire video. But I think that's going to work. I should have also mentioned that the main reason I'm doing this video is not necessarily to do the tape trend, but I did promise a product review on the UCANBE Exotic Flavors Palette that I received recently. I've played with it a little bit, but I thought this would be a perfect time to try out a few of the shades and see how they perform. And although an ombre rainbow technique is really trending with this, I'm going to go with greens and browns today and attempt a camouflage look. So for starters, I'm going to prime the entire eye area. Today I'm using the Pero Primero Primer by Alamar Cosmetics. And this will just create a tacky area for the eyeshadow to lay on and give it its best performance, hopefully. So now that that's done, I'm going to start with the color application. So the first green I'm going to use is the darkest one in this palette. Sorry, I better hold it like this. So the first one I'm going to use is the darkest one in this palette. They are not named, but they are numbered. So number 45, I believe, is the shade. This technique is not new, but it is trending right now. As you know, trends come and go as far as popularity is concerned, and they get recycled. So I remember doing a look like this in 2020, I believe. And if I can find it, I'll put it up here so you can see that using tape to block out areas is not new, but again, it's a trend, and it's trending right now. So what I'm planning on doing is just scattering patches of color everywhere to kind of make it look like camouflage. What I'm planning on doing is stamping on the color. Just so you know too, this green has a little bit of glitter in it. I wouldn't call it a glitter shade, but in comparison to its little matte neighbor here, it does have a tiny bit of glitter in there, but I'm not worried about it for this look. Instead of a sweeping motion, I'm just using my brush to stamp on the color. The great thing about camouflage is there's no real rhyme or reason to the shapes. So you'd have to try pretty hard to mess it up. The only thing I'm trying to avoid is any really sharp edges to my pattern. You kind of want softer blobs rather than sharp corners, if that makes sense. I'm definitely starting to see some of that glitter come through, but it's camo glam, right? It's makeup. So far for what I needed to do, I think it's doing a good job. There is fallout, but I think that's to be expected when I'm like packing it on. So my cat wants in here. I might have to let him in so he's not super noisy. All right, I let him in. He should hopefully quiet down and fall asleep on the bed. We're all friends here, right? Do you care if I put my robe on? Because it's a little bit chilly in here and we love cozy vibes. For those of you who don't know, I live in Canada. I am in southern Alberta and we have been going through, well, similar to what most of Canada and the States have been going through, but that cold front, it is like -30 today. My husband's at home from work just because he works outside and it's just too cold. So I'm going to be cozy. I hope you don't mind. Back to the camo. And my cat is trying to fit under a bed he does not fit under. Eugene, I know you think you're liquid. You can't fit under there, Eugene. If you get stuck in there, I swear to God. Eugene, you can't fit under there, honey. Just go lay on the bed. And I am bringing the color right to the hairline, if you can see that. And just blend it. It doesn't even look like my hairline, but yeah. Alrighty, that is a big green blob. But I think that's enough for the first color. Now let's do a lighter green. I'm hoping, so this is the shade that I just used, and I'm hoping that this green will be enough of a difference from that green, but I'll try not to put it too side by side in case there's not as much contrast, because I'm also going to use this green and this brown. Let's see. Oh yeah, side by side. They're definitely different greens. That's good. Okay. And I cannot emphasize enough that there really is no rhyme or reason to my pattern. Whether or not I'm going about this the right way, I'm not sure, because I am certainly not an expert at camo, let alone camo makeup. But I have faith that this is going to look cool in the end. You have made it this far. Let me know where you are watching from. Are you also suffering through winter in North America and going through this cold spell? I'd love to know where you're watching from. One's kind of blending into the dark green. Although I'm not sure how much it matters if there's like a blend. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to the lightest green, which I think I'm going to do the least amount of. But again, that is this shade right here. Does that pull yellow on camera? Because it does look kind of like a lime green. I think it looks like a cool addition, but at the same time, I don't think I'm going to do a lot of it. The only way I really plan ahead is I try to imagine what the next shade will look like in the negative space that's still left on my face. So essentially everything, that skin color here is going to be brown. So I'm like, will that be a cool pattern, or is it going to look bad, or do I need to add more of other shades? Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. I am still not used to, I'm sure you can tell, used to making long form videos. So sitting here and being chatty is not my forte. It would be different if you and I were having a full-on conversation, but I'm essentially just talking to myself and I'm just not used to that. So I apologize if I'm not being thorough with describing what I'm doing. I will get there. Another thing I'm really terrible at is this format I'm not used to. Usually my camera is vertical because I'm using my phone to film, so the camera is top right hand corner, and now it's top left hand corner, but we're all tilted, and it just throws me off. So apologies again. I will get used to that. All right, lastly, let's do the brown. So again, here's the palette, and this is the shade we are going to be using. And for this color, it's probably the easiest. You don't even have to use your imagination. You just fill in what's left. It's almost like, did you ever do stuff like this when you were a kid, where you would sit down with a blank piece of paper and you take your Crayola crayon or your marker and you would just do a bunch of doodles, like scribbly doodles, and then fill in all the holes with different colors to make different shapes? And it was super random, but something fun to do when you just weren't creative enough to come up with something on your own. That's kind of what this reminds me of. And I actually find this quite therapeutic. So even though I'm nowhere near done, I'm already recommending trying doing a camo look because it's fun. You don't put as much, well, speaking for myself, I don't put as much pressure on myself for it to look perfect, because when does camouflage look perfect? Now that I'm thinking about it too, this would be so fun in a non-traditional camouflage. Wow. You know, like all different shades of pink and purple, or you know how camo can come in like white and gray for winter? That would be super cool. Maybe a blue camo. I'm digging it, I'm digging it. Okay, one thing about me is I have really hooded eyes, and oftentimes when I open my eyes, the eyeshadow is either creased or smudged or whatever. But that's okay. I'm still going to be doing eyeliner and lashes and stuff, and I don't think it really matters. But if I touch up as I go, that's why. Okay. Also, in case you didn't know, because I don't believe it's in my bio or anything, if you want to see photographs of my work or even longer reels than I can put as a YouTube short, I do have Instagram. Same handle as here. It's just Diana Green. I do have TikTok, which is my largest account, or largest following, I guess you could say. It's 13,000. It's not like huge by any means, but that's essentially where I started doing my makeup in the first place, so it's had the most time to grow. I had Instagram since it started, but I didn't have a beauty Instagram until, I guess it was about 2 years ago, but I only really started taking it seriously about a year ago. I couldn't tell you the exact time frame, but I try to post on Instagram nearly daily, pretty close. I guess that's where I put most of my focus, but I do want to start transitioning to more YouTube videos. I just have to get better and more comfortable at just sitting here and talking. Maybe I should talk a little bit about myself, because chances are you're pretty new here since my channel is new and you don't know anything about me. So on top of loving makeup, because that's what I focus on the most, I was a hairstylist for a decade. I was doing hair in London, Ontario, before I met my husband. And after we got married, he said, would you be interested in staying home? The catch is we need to move into his house, which was not in London. But if you want, you can stay home and I'll work. Because he loved the idea of, coming home to dinner and us spending as much of our free time together as possible. Because when I was working during the days and he was on night shift because he worked at Toyota at the time, it just wasn't ideal for us as a family. And it made so much of a difference for me being home. I love now, like, he doesn't work at that factory anymore. He works outside, but it was just so nice on our relationship to spend more time together when we could. And if I had it my way, I would never go back to working outside of the house. And hopefully I can keep it that way, but in this economy, who knows? Okay, I am liking how this is looking. Oh, now my other cat wants in. Nice. Yeah, so that's how this all started. And that was when we still lived in Ontario. And 4 years ago, just before the pandemic hit, we ended up moving to Alberta. So that's where we live now. I am a mom. I have a 13-year-old son. I had my son in a previous relationship, and I've been married to my husband for 7 years now, and we've been together 9. It was actually 9 years ago yesterday that we started dating. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm happy with this. I can always do touch-ups after, but I love this part. Here we go. Oh, wow. It is really wonky, but that's okay. I can clean it up. As you can see, like, woo! It didn't look that bad when I had the tape on. Or if it did, why didn't you tell me? Just kidding. And this is probably gonna lift my eyebrows up a bit. I feel like a Ninja Turtle. Okay, the top I like. I'm just gonna clean that up just a tiny bit. I hope that I can make this straight free-handed. Oh my gosh, it goes woo. Okay, I guess we have a lot of fixing to do. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I forgot. You know what? My eyebrows will probably make that look better when the time comes. So maybe I should just move on. Touch up the foundation that I took off. Actually, just do this. This is part of the reason why I put my foundation on first. I was kind of hoping to avoid this part, but I suppose it is inevitable. Okay. Again, not perfect, but I can clean it up as I go. I'm also going to use a UCANBE product. These are water-based face paints, and it does have a couple of green shades in it, and I'm going to go with the darkest one. I suppose I could do brown, but I want to do green. So I will get myself an eyeliner brush. For water-activated eyeliner, you get your brush wet or your palette wet. Have to dip it a few times, and you don't want it soaking wet, but just enough that you get like a creamy consistency for more impact, less patchy. It takes a little while and a little bit of practice to find the right consistency, because you don't want it too dry, but you certainly don't want it too wet either. I hope that you can see what I'm doing. So I have to get kind of close to the mirror. I have somewhat good eyesight, but at the same time, not. Probably should get glasses. I'm gonna make this somewhat thick, I think, because I want it to be visible after I put my false lashes on. I don't know what lashes I'm using yet, but in case they have a thick band, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Another fun fact, if you only know me from here, you might not know, but I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. My one cat is a ragdoll. He's the one that's in the room with me right now, and his name is Eugene. And he, in my opinion, can do no wrong. He's my little angel Fluff. He's like the good child, you know? And then we have Gord, and he is a Canadian Sphinx. And if you didn't know, that is a hairless cat. And I also have a great love for him, but he's not the good child. He's naughty. If there's something on the counter he doesn't want there, he'll knock it off. If there's food in the house unattended, he will eat it. And he doesn't discriminate against food. He will eat cooked broccoli out of the pot. He does not care. Although I think he prefers cauliflower. He's adorable if you're into that sort of thing. He's kind of alien looking because he's naked. But we love him. Okay, so there's my eyeliner, or what I'm going to work with for now. Just rinse off my brush here. Cool. I guess we'll just do the whole eye look, and then I can always do my eyebrows and whatever tweaking I need on my foundation off camera, because that's probably the most boring part, I'm guessing. If you tell me otherwise in the comments, that you'd rather see the full everything, the blush, the bronzer, the contour, the eyebrows, I will do them on camera in the future if that's something that interests you. But today we'll just focus on the eye look, and we'll come back when that's done. So I am going to line my bottom lid. I have this, I believe this is Formula Z. Yes, Formula Z, and I'm going to use the shade Emerald. How original. I just sharpened it a little bit. I'm just going to line my waterline with it, both upper and lower lashes, I think. It's not that noticeable, but at least it covers up any skin tone that's left around my eye, if that makes sense, you know, because like there's a little bit of skin there, and that just makes it green. Perfect. Okay, we will do mascara. What kind of mascara do I want to do today? I think I'm going to use my LYS Lash Confidence Mascara today. One thing about me is I don't curl my lashes. I just saw too many horror stories about pinching them and ripping them out, or just damage that can be done from eyelash curlers. Now, this is really hypocritical because I curl my hair regularly. As a hairstylist, I have done everything to my actual hair, but I'm trying to keep my eyelashes in the best shape that I can. And if that means avoiding curling them, then that's what I'm going to do, because I don't really need to, since I almost always wear false lashes. And I don't know, even when I'm not wearing false lashes, you can still see my eyelashes when I put mascara on them. So that's my reasoning behind it. And someone might be able to debunk that, and maybe eyelash curlers don't do any damage to your eyelashes, but hey, it's one less step that I have to do in my makeup routine, so that's what I do. If you choose to curl your eyelashes, no judgment from me. I'm just sharing what I do or don't do. I told you about my cats. My dogs are, the oldest one is named Pepsi. She is 16. She'll be 17 this summer, which is crazy to me. She's an old pup. She's my husband's dog. He's had her since he was 18, I think. And in my opinion, if you can hear her right now, she's the most annoying pet that we have. Oops. Okay. I got a little mascara on my skin, and I'm going to show you what I do. Once that dries, I'm just going to, I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but you see the little mascara there? I'm going to just rub it off with a spoolie, and it should not remove the makeup underneath. If it does, no big deal. I can fix it. But I find it less messy to remove mascara that way than using a cotton swab, because that can smudge the makeup that you have underneath it. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to pick out some lashes for the look. I've had these lashes for a year. They're still going strong. I probably should clean them, but these are one of my favorite pairs of lashes that I've ever owned. This is the Style Vancouver by Lamb Lash. Lamb Lash is a vegan, cruelty-free cosmetics brand, or eyelash brand, I guess. I believe she's from Saskatchewan, so I know she's Canadian. Pretty sure she's from Saskatchewan. And yeah, if you haven't heard of Lamb Lashes, take a look. She has Instagram. I'm pretty sure she even has TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, highly recommend. Beautiful quality. And she even has a glue that is in the form of a pen. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It wasn't with my brushes. So this is her Lamb Lash eyelash glue, and it comes in a felt tip pen. You can see that. And honestly, it's awesome to put a little bit on your lash strip as well as on your lash line if you can, because I find the extra bit of glue just has them adhere very easily. I'm not putting any on my eye today just because I have green eyeliner on and not black. I'm not positive if she has one in clear, but for sure in black. So anyway, back to what I was doing. Today I'm just going to use my duo lash glue in black. Sometimes I use an applicator tool, sometimes I just use my fingers when I'm applying lashes. Whatever feels right and easy at the moment. Good Lord, what the heck am I doing? That's not gonna work. I attach it in the middle first, and then in the outer corner, and the inner corner, although that didn't stick. And probably my biggest tip with false lashes is don't get it too close to the inside of your eye. There's nothing worse than having this thing jab you in your tear duct or whatever the heck that corner part of your eye is, because it hurts. I'm gonna give it a little smushy in hopes that it stays on there. It's lifting a little bit. The inner corner. Okay, we're gonna do this again. See, even when I do it every day, it doesn't always work out. I should set up like a Q&A so I have like actual answers to questions about stuff you may want to know about me, because I don't know what to talk about. Most of it seems uninteresting. Another fun fact, after I moved to Alberta, I was diagnosed with MS. So yeah, the diagnosis obviously was scary. I didn't know anything about MS when I was first diagnosed. I don't have anyone in my family who has it. Apparently, it's very common in Canada, especially in women. I was going to say it was I have made a whole bunch of MS journey TikToks if that interests you. Otherwise, I could make a YouTube video about my journey with MS so far. I was diagnosed in January of 2022. Yeah, it'll be 2 years this month. Damn, 28th of January, 2 years ago. And I've been on medication for about a year and a half, and everything was going well. But again, if that interests you at all, I could make a long form YouTube video that you could watch regarding my MS diagnosis and what's happened since. Okay, I also promised to show you how I got my mascara off of this little corner here. All you do, scratch, 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 and it's gone. Sort of. Easier for me to look in the mirror. I am going to touch up. Now, this makeup that's missing here is only because, as you can probably see, my eye is tearing up. And I'm wearing that water liner, so that's just disappeared. Yay. Let me try to get that to stop before I continue this look. I'm back. I touched it up. It's not perfect, but my eyes have stopped watering for now. And as I said before, it's camo, so it doesn't really have to be perfect. Going forward, I'm going to do my eyebrows and my lips and touch up on the base. And what I'm thinking of doing for the lips is red. because it is a complementary color to green, and hopefully it doesn't look too Christmassy. But if I come back and I have a nude lip on, it's because the red looked bad. My eye will not, in fact, stop watering. I keep putting makeup back on and I keep crying it back off. So I might just leave it and talk to you while I do my lipstick and touch it back up. Although I suppose talking during my lipstick isn't ideal either. But I would love to know what you're all binge watching lately. I'm sure the majority of you, if you haven't watched it yet, has heard of Saltburn, because that was my biggest love of 2024 so far. I am surprised at how much I liked it. And now I'm on a Barry Keoghan kick where I recently watched the Banshees of, I don't even know how to say the word, Innisfail or something. It's Irish, because it also has Mad Eye Moody as one of the main actors and Colin Farrell. That was really good and really fucking twisted if you're into like that sort of thing. And then last night we watched American Animals, which is like a heist movie, and it's Barry Keoghan with Evan Peters, and that was also kind of messed up. It's a true story, so if you haven't seen that, it's on Prime, I think. Yeah. Okay, I know I said I was going to do a red lip, and then I totally forgot that I have this UCANBE lipstick set that comes with lip liners and liquid lips, and even like a little lip balm thing. So I thought it would be appropriate, seeing as I am doing a UCANBE trial eyeshadow look, which, by the way, since I paused, my eye has not stopped watering. I removed the lashes in case something was irritating it. I put them back on. It's still watering to no avail, and I'm wondering, hopefully not, but I'm wondering if perhaps it's a reaction to this eyeshadow. I've never in my life experienced watering quite like this, except for like when I put, you know, colored contacts in, or if something's actually in my eye, but I don't think there is. It doesn't feel irritated, it just won't stop fucking watering. The shade I'm using is the darkest shade. I don't even know if these come with names. Nothing on the back. So anyway, these are the shades if you didn't catch that video that I was unboxing these, but we've got some pinks, some nudes. I'm gonna try this brownish color. I think that will look okay with this look, but we'll see. Oh, and it's like a reddish brownish. I think this might actually work out well. Okay. One thing I do notice is the lip liner is super creamy and easy to use. I like to overdraw my lips, but maybe not that much. It's way more red toned than I was thinking. Let's see if this one also shows up like that. Ooh, is this the right liner? I guess. Why is the liner lighter than the lipstick? That's okay, I like it anyway. I have used UCANBE liquid lips in the past, not these. These kind of smell weird. But I hated the formula, so I hope, I can already tell this is not the same formula. But I do hope that this is better. But what's the point of even using that lip liner? Like, it's red compared to, I don't know what to do here. Guess I'll just fill her in. It's weird because it's not like a liquid lipstick formula. I don't know how to describe it. Because it's still creamy, but it probably hasn't just dried down yet. That looks terrible. I look like one of those, I look like I lick my lips a lot. I like the shade, but it also looks patchy on camera. It doesn't look that bad in real life, but... Oh my god. I am just doing amazing. What? Is it on my hands? Like, now I do not like the texture of this lipstick. Maybe it's just going to dry down to be dry, but right now it's just sticky and yet dry at the same time. It is not It doesn't feel good. And I hate it on camera. This might make it worse, but I have a Stay All Day Stila Cosmetics Goodbye Kiss lipstick. That is pretty much the same shade. Should I be wiping this stuff off? Probably. Already it's looking a lot better though. At least that's a more uniform color, and I'll just clean up around the edges. Okay, I'm back. Talk about riding the struggle bus today. Holy cow, I've never experienced this, like watering like this, and it still hasn't stopped. I used a little bit of, again, a UCANBE product, a little bit of their cream-based face paint, and I dabbed it on with a Q-tip in the area that it won't stick. I just made it worse. And then I keep covering it up with eyeshadow, but evidently it just keeps coming off. So it is what it is. You can use your imagination. I am not a perfect makeup artist. I never claimed to be. Sometimes you just gotta try your best, right? Anyway, if you got any value from this video, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around till next time. If you have any questions for me that you may want me to answer in like future videos, by all means, like leave them in the comments or whatever. Just let me know if you like this type of video, because I'm so foreign to it as far as making them, but I will try to get better. As usual though, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!